Welcome back to another stream. Today we're doing something different, switching it up. We're doing another minifig building stream, so I'm excited for this one. I have spots for 10 minifigs on this sort of two-tiered thing. I normally just set them up on some base plate, but I decided to be a little bit extra fancy today. And I'm excited to see your recommendations. I mostly have World War II stuff, so I'm probably not going to be able to do a lot of modern stuff, but I can probably do up to the Vietnam War. Anyways, I'm going to try to get on my other device, and I'll just wait for more people to sort of come on in. And there might be some background noise, but what's up, RTH? Welcome to the stream. I'm going to be doing a minifig building stream today, so if you have any recommendations, feel free to let me know. And I think I said it, but I'm not sure if you were on there. Yeah, I'm excited for this one too. It's just, I'm kind of glad that I'm done with all the testing and stuff like that, because now I have a lot more time to do all this stuff. And I got a lot of parts here. I just went through a whole bunch of my bins that had a whole bunch of minifig parts and sorted out a couple. Yeah, it's alright. Sometimes you miss them. But if you have any minifig recommendations for what I should make, if it's World War II or World War I or Vietnam War, I'll probably be good, but I might struggle with some modern ones. Yeah, I didn't make a post about it last time, so that's probably another part of the problem. I have this stand here that I'm going to be putting all the minifigs on, so they'll be in clear view. Was till 9 o'clock. I don't know if you're saying that you thought my stream was till 9 o'clock. I don't know how you'd mix that up, but I definitely would not go until that late. It's a long time to be streaming. I didn't notice what date. Oh, you didn't notice what day it was until 9 o'clock. I get it. Sorry, I misunderstood that. Anyways, if you got any minifig recommendations, I will be building them. For me, you stream an hour average, 8 to 9. I get it. Anyways, we're just, holy, 28 people. Just doing a pretty big spike. It's been a while since I've had a spike that big, but I think it's going back down now. What's up, Damos? Welcome to the stream. This is a minifig building stream, so if you have any recommendations, feel free. And I mostly have World War II stuff, but I can try for some more modern stuff. I'm not entirely sure. Probably only be able to do some war stuff, but I'm not entirely sure. What about Harlem Hellfighters from World War I? That's a good idea. Let me see if I can do that. So you'd want like a torso sort of like this, probably to start off. I'm going to find some brown hands because they were an African American unit. And I have some good pants over there, I think, for this. This one should turn out pretty well. I haven't actually made a Harlem Hellfighters unit before, but I'm always open to stuff like that. It's always cool to kind of see what they'll turn out as. And I guess I'll give them a backpack because you can see that in a lot of the images. Oh. Okay, this back isn't staying up, so it's just gonna have to go down. Made some found footage. Nice. Alright, that's pretty good. I'm gonna try to find a good headpiece for this. Maybe not that. Is that good? Yeah, that's probably good. I'm gonna actually get rid of that backpack. It's gonna be like that. I'm gonna find some good legs for this guy. feel like that looks alright. I'm not sure what to think because it kind of just looks like he's wearing shorts. We'll have to find something. Maybe something like that would work. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think it looks alright, but I don't know if it fits him. I might just do some of the classic legs. Some of these gator legs, which I know we're technically still seen in the... I'm not sure. It's kind of weird trying to find the right parts because if you look at this guy, it kind of just looks like he's wearing shorts. But then I need to find one of the French helmets. I can get him a lapel rifle. I think it looks fine. I think it actually looks pretty good. And I'll grab a lapel rifle in here, which is one of these dark brown. And we have our Harlem Hellfighter. I hope that that is up to your satisfaction. It's about as good as I could do with the parts that I have. So I'll probably just put him up there. Start this whole thing off. Well, actually, I'm holding it a little bit different because that'll probably allow them to fit better. Okay, one figure down. And we have a couple more to go. Well, we have 9 more to go. I'm going to try to keep it to an hour, but I'm not sure if I'll keep up to that. If you guys have some really good recommendations and it's just spaced out a little, then that's fine. By the way, I'm working on a new stop motion. Nice. I think I watched your last one. I might not have commented, but I don't really do that too much. Anyways, I got plenty more parts here. That was actually a pretty simple minifig, but I think it has a pretty good result. I do like it. And again, just waiting for some recommendations. I have a couple of these like Vietnam bodies that I'd be pretty interested in adding. I also just have all of my normal minifigs if I have to take parts off of them. Sort of experiment anywhere. Yeah. What's up, Deimos? War Thunder. Oh, I've seen that game. I don't really see the intrigue for me personally. I'm not like... I'm more of a strategy person, like more troops on the ground. I don't know. And that's a lot more vehicle based. Upgraded 2 aircrafts to premium. I'm not sure what that means, but good for you. Yeah, I have a couple modern bodies. Like I have a U.S. Air Force and just a British Special Police. Downloaded it weeks ago. Nice. I also have just a couple of camo. Like I have this, which is pretty nice. And I have this one, which was off of one of my German soldiers. They're pretty good camos, but again, modern military is not my... What's up, RDH? If you have any more recommendations. Soviet medic. I'll have to search that up. I can probably figure it out. It's just I don't really have like a Soviet medic helmet, so it might be hard to tell that it's a medic. Yeah, 1 second. Just trying to Google it. I might not need one though, because a lot of them were like... women medics. So I can probably just do something pretty simple for this, but try to add a nice flair to it. I'm going to try to find a good body. So we have this as an option. And I'm trying to max out. I'm doing Berlin for my project currently. Nice. Alright, I get the idea. Go back to that. And I'm trying to see if I have any other options here. I do have like one of them on my other minifig, but it should be fine. I don't think I really need to use that. Not sure if I actually have any. Okay, that's decent. So maybe something like that. And again, some more leg pieces. See if I can add something like that. Again, this might not seem too much like a medic, but sort of hard to figure out how that's going to actually work. I made it a Soviet medic, but it just lost the body with different head and a hairpiece, making a dragon puppet. Nice. Alright. Oh boy. My hands are really sweaty. I was just working out on the lawn, and I don't know where you guys live, but up here it's insanely hot right now, so it's not great weather to be doing that in. Anyways, this hairpiece can fit on. I think that cape just sort of adds something. And I might add like a sort of, I have this suitcase which could be containing some of the medicine, and then I'll put a pistol in her other hands. If I can, of course, find it. If I can find it is the big question. I have a lot of weapons in here. I tried making a game in Godot and it failed catastrophically. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I'm trying to find the pistol and I'm surprised that I don't have it. Oh, I can just take it off of one of my other minifigs. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Anyways, pistol here. This is a female Russian medic. I know they were quite common around that front, and of course you don't exactly have, like, it doesn't exactly look like a medic, but it's kind of hard to make it look like one. I don't know. I tried my best. I don't really have many good medic parts for that. You know, I could just, like, I could do an M1 pot helmet, but I don't think that would quite look great. I'll come back to the drawing board with that one, but I think that's pretty good. Tried making a game. Okay, yeah. So, again, any recommendations, but I love WD-40. Nice. Alright. So I have a whole bunch of World War II bodies still. And I did sort of, I had a whole front row of, like, American soldiers here. German sniper. That's a good idea. Heavy weapons man. I don't think I have the parts for heavy weapons man, but I think I can make a German sniper. Now, of course, you just want, like, those classic legs there. And you just want one of these. They often have these sort of cloaks. I'm going to try to make this look pretty accurate, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. And I know that they often had a side cap too, so I'll grab that off right there. I might try to make like the one from Enemy at the Gates, which was sort of a gruff looking man. Sort of old. I'd have to find the right headpiece in here, but can you make a Vietnam soldier? I'll probably, yeah, I can make a Vietnam soldier. I'm just trying to find a good headpiece right now, so I'll probably get to that soon. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna end up doing anything with. I'm gonna find like a sort of put that in there. Of course, it's not too secretive, but maybe he can be off duty or something. I'm gonna give him his side cap and his sniper rifle, which I believe I do have in here. It's just always good for me to check. Alright, and we have this dual molded sniper rifle. It's the Bulgaria 1 Eurovision. I don't really know what Eurovision is. I know there was like I'm American, so I don't have the most culture. I saw like a movie on it or whatever with Will Ferrell. Okay, now Vietnam soldier. And I could just grab like some legs from a classic Vietnam soldier, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to make him look like a grunt just arrived here. Somewhat like Forrest Gump, in a sense. I might actually pack him down with some resources, make it look like he's in the forest. Jungle, I guess. And I'm going to try to find a unique headpiece in here. So just give me a second. And guess what? I'm Bulgarian. Nice. You know, this would have fit better for that German sniper, but it has a double-sided head, which wouldn't have turned out the best. Should I give him a cursed head? I'm going to give him a cursed head. I might as well. It's kind of funny. I'm going to give him the Anakin Skywalker head. The old one. If it can even fit on there. Yeah. He's shell-shocked or something. Eurovision 2027. Nice. Alright, and I'm going to try to find a headpiece that I had in here. Not exactly the same as you would see in Vietnam, but I think it's close enough. I do sort of like it. I'm gonna actually see how one of the ones that you'd actually see in Vietnam looks, because it would probably look a little bit better. And yeah, that does look a lot better. So I might just use this as a sort of substitute. I'll give him a good old one of his battle rifles. I can find it, of course. It's always my problem when I do these. There it is. Not that hard. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I think just some dual molded legs would work pretty well, but I don't have any in that color, so I think this one is another pretty good one. I'll try to put them up there. This is a good mix, guys. You're having some pretty good recommendations here. They fit my parts collection. And now, I think that was all the ones you recommended thus far, so again, any ideas? You guys are really helping me out here, you know? I normally have like nobody to talk to during these. Someone in training. I could do that for like U.S. Army maybe, but I could do a U.S. Army person in training, or like just not in like full fatigues or whatever. Because I do have like a sort of tank top body in here somewhere. You know what? I'm gonna even go a little bit more generic because I'd probably want to save that body, so I'm just gonna go with classic battle brick because it's a little bit lower quality, but I think it still does the job there. So we got this dude, and he can be sort of in training. Maybe, I don't know, I'll figure out something for him. Maybe that headpiece and like British rifleman. Alright, I'll probably do that next. And probably grab maybe that hairpiece. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna do that. I think that pretty well shows like a soldier in training. I could give him like a sidearm. I think would look pretty good. Give him a UCS. And I'll make a British rifleman next. So we have like a sort of soldier in training, and I think that looks pretty good. Now, British rifleman. You guys are going pretty fast with these recommendations. We're like halfway done and only 20 minutes in, so it's all good. I'm try to find a British body, sort of. Alright, and that is one from Brickmania. I think that actually works out pretty nice. I could go ahead and make him like an Africa Corps soldier, but I think just a regular... I don't know, that would actually look pretty good. Because I do have the part now to make him an Africa Corps soldier. So like that type of body would look pretty good. And then I could give him like a backpack. And I think that also looks pretty good. Maybe just one headpiece in there. I had like a sweaty headpiece somewhere in here. I'm not sure where it went though, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. And then finally I can top it off with that. I think that also looks pretty good. So we have our British rifleman in here. Again, that was a pretty simple one. I think I just needed to switch it up from all the dark tan bodies because they're getting to be a lot. And I do sort of like the variation that I've created. So we have an Africa Corps British rifleman, or World War I American doughboy, whatever you want to call it. So that's all good. We got 6 minifigs down. I'm going to put some of these parts back because I just brought out a couple more. And again, just any more recommendations. You guys are doing a really good job so far, so thank you. I'm glad you guys are sticking around. Very grateful. I think we have a very good mix of soldiers here, as you can see. I really like the first two, the Harlem Hellfighter and Medic, a German officer. Oh, hello, McManus. I don't think I actually noticed you. I think I thought that you were Deimos at some point. Yeah, you've recommended a couple of stuff, sorry. Anyways, welcome to the stream. German officer, yes. Let me try to see what I can do here. Now, I have like a couple German officers in here technically, but I'm going to try to figure something else out here. Do I have anything that I could do for this? Alright, I think I'm going to end up just grabbing a couple pieces from here and trying to create a couple, or one. See what variants I can even do here. Again, this is probably going to be a pretty nice soldier. I have a couple of parts in here, so I'm going to take them all apart. Because I don't have that many German torsos in there, for the fact that I just got a whole bunch of them. Now, I might do something like... Well, again, it's a very simple fix. I don't know what else I'd do here. I'd make it sort of like that. Maybe give him like a coat or something. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this. Maybe like a jacket? No. I don't think that would look right either. I'm going to try to make this one a little bit more complicated because a German officer is pretty easy and I don't really want to make it a challenge for myself. I'm going to see if I have any parts in here that could work, possibly. That would not work. Yeah, see, I think I'm out of luck for that one, so we're just going to go with like a classic minifig that I already have. Which is kind of a shame, but it is what it is. Alright. Classic German officer. You could try to give him like a coat or something, maybe a satchel he's wearing. Because I think that would look pretty good. Maybe put it around the other side. That's what I'm going to do. And I think that looks pretty good. So, we have our German officer here. Standard stuff, but not horrible. And we are at 10 viewers right now, so that's another, I guess, midway spike. Nice. Yeah, this has been a pretty good stream so far. I'm going to try to get this guy as Walther, or if I can find any more of them. I'm not sure I'll be able to find any of those pistols, but I might be able to grab one from one of these minifigs. Alright, I'll give him just a classic Luger. And then we have a German officer here, which I think looks pretty good. And doing pretty good on likes and views, so I'm glad you guys have joined, and thank you. You guys have made pretty good conversation. Okay, now we have our German officer in here. And I think that's pretty good right now. So we got a lot of good parts in here. You know, I used to be really, like, sensitive with my collection. I'd not break stuff apart, but now I sort of have to for all these projects that I do. And it's kind of unfortunate, but it's always fun to sort of create stuff, and I don't just want stuff sitting on a shelf. Anyways, I think we're doing pretty good. Pretty good on time and minifigs. I could even expand it a little bit if we are not even near 30-minute mark. And again, just any recommendations for minifigs? British MP. Alright, so that's sort of going to be a little bit tougher, which I guess I sort of did ask for, so bringing it upon myself. Alright, so I have a couple of choices that could work for this guy. I have like that one, which I didn't even grab out because I don't think it's the right fit. British MP. Okay, so there's a pretty good body, I think, for a British MP. And then maybe just some legs. Again, I just sort of need like a white patch on the arm that says MP, and I don't really have that. I might just take one of these captain's hats, because I feel like that could work. It would kind of show that he has a position of authority. I'm not sure he even have any more, so I'll just have to take it off my Kriegsmarine fig, which is sort of a shame, but what are you going to do? Alright, I'll try to find a replacement for that. Maybe that can fix it. I don't know. 1 second. Alright, so this hat can probably work for him. And I'll throw on that, which doesn't look the best, but it works. And I think that's pretty good. British officer. Yeah, I'm basically making a British MP so I can try to merge those. And I'll give him some cool shades. And he's just sort of going to be... I don't really know how to create one of these. It's going to be kind of weird. Do I have a baton in here? thought I had a baton. That would have been really good. But I don't. I might just have to give him like a stick or something. Shoot. Hold up. Alright, I'm taking this closer. I gotta look through some of my modern parts and make sure that I don't actually have one. 1 second. Yeah, I don't think I have a baton, which is kind of unfortunate, because that would have been perfect. I bet I do have one in here. I'm just not sure where I would have put it. Yeah, I'm not finding it in here, so might have to give him like a pistol and some sort of shield. Yeah, I'll just make him like something like this. I can make additions to these off screen anyways, which I might just do because this isn't quite what I wanted. But I think he looks fine. I'm not entirely sure. And British officer, I think he kind of looks like more of an officer than a piece. So I'm not sure what else I'd do for that. I could probably make a British officer. But I feel like that would just kind of be 2 of them in a row. So I'm sorry, but that's probably where I'm gonna. I don't think I'm gonna make a British officer because I already sort of have one here. And again, we're doing pretty well on time. I might expand it a little bit, but I do like doing like a 10 fig ranking at the end of these, so I might just hang around for like till 45. And yeah, you guys have been sticking around, so it's been really helpful. I'm glad you guys are doing that. I normally have nobody to talk to, and I just sound like a loon when I'm talking to myself. Now, any more recommendations would be nice. If not, I could probably find some that would be unique, but I'm not sure. Alright. I really don't know where that baton went. That would have been like really perfect, but I don't have it. Which is a really big shame. Yeah, that is a shame. Really wish I had it. I actually found this really cool torso, and it's really grown on me. I'm gonna grab it out real quick. It was from my parts haul in one of my videos. I think it was my second video. But I just really like how that looks, honestly. I like the emblem on it. I like how simple it is. You could definitely use it for like a criminal in the city or something, or just a little bit more ragged clothing. I really like it though. And I'm not sure if I could use it for anything in here because I'm normally looking for like military stuff, but it's a really cool piece. I also have a couple other parts in here that I'm not sure if I actually threw in. I have like a purple hat that can be used for a Russian officer. At least I thought I did. Anyways, can you make a POW? I'm not sure if I can. I probably could, you know? I'm gonna see what I can do. So they were normally like... I'm gonna see what I can do. I'll just do a US POW. Yeah, I might just make like... I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to do this. I'm gonna check out images. I mean, like, I'm looking at pictures. They often had, like, hats and were in raggedy clothing, so I'm gonna see what I can do about that. I had, like, maybe a downed pilot or something, which kind of can be shown with this jacket here, but he's gonna sort of have, like, a beret, and he's just gonna be maybe wounded or something. And I guess his pose could be sort of surrendering or something because he's a POW. Again, I'm not sure how else I'd do that, but that's sort of my best guess. If you're talking to yourself, at least know people can hear it. Yeah. I know, I'm sort of like collecting my thoughts during those streams. Anyways, I think that's pretty good for a POW during war. I'm not entirely sure. I probably could make a German POW, but that would be like the same situation. Just sort of ragged clothing. There's not much that's sort of defining them. Shoot. Skip the live. Because I think I just went behind a little bit. I saw your comment on the Brick Crew vid saying, I think my most recent comment was brave to do a face reveal. Which I'll probably be doing. How he should go live. I think he's been going live and it's really cool. I don't know. I think it's really cool that like creators like that are branching out and sort of finding new things to do. I've been doing it for a while now, and I think it's just a really cool experience. You really get to connect with your audience in a different way. Yeah, but only on Twitch. I don't have Twitch, which is kind of the problem. I'd really like to watch some of those streams, and I also wanted to join like some Twitch servers or Discord servers or whatever. But I'd have to probably download that. I might actually do that at some point, but not at this point. Anyways, I think we only need one more minifig and then I might actually end it because I don't really have much else to do. And I sort of just want to enjoy my day today. But if you guys want to drag it out, I can basically talk for a little while. Maybe think up some ideas. You know what? While we talk, I'm going to actually search through some of my parts here and just have this pretty close to the camera. Yeah, I've watched those highlight vids. They're pretty cool. I think all of the building techniques he uses are really cool. And I'm not sure if I'd really... I don't know how I'd even make highlight videos because I only record on one device. And I guess you could, like, take stuff from the things, but it's just more work than it's worth to me. I don't know. I basically make highlight videos when I just post the finished mocks. That's sort of my version of highlight vids. Yeah, I don't know where I put that purple hat piece. Oh, there it is. So I think for my last one, I might make a Russian sort of officer because I found this really cool headpiece that would work for him. So I think I'm going to do that, and then I'll probably end it at 45, which we got like 7 minutes. So it's been a really good stream. You guys have had some really good conversation. Yeah, me too, but I don't got the vids. Yeah, I think the Russian officer is going to look really cool. I've been looking at like trying to make one of them for a while now. And oh, you know what? I'm kidding myself. That would work perfect for a POW minifig. I'm gonna try to fix that actually. See you, McManus. And they did have blue pants, yes. So I'm gonna try to sort of make that sort of look in here. No, I don't. I had more Russian torsos in here. And I know what I'm going to do for the pants because they were like sort of a navy and they had that color. So I'm going to do that. I think that's going to look really cool. But all right. Just trying to wrap stuff up here. I think this is going to work really well. So we sort of have this down POW here. I don't know what I could make him clutching. Maybe like a knife that he's concealing behind his back or something. But I think that looks pretty good. This has been a really good mix of minifigs in here. So thank you guys for all the recommendations. And anyways, I'm going to try to find a good Russian torso somewhere in here. I have 2 of those actually. It's kind of funny. I didn't think I did. And again, just looking for another one of those Russian torsos. And then I should be good to go. Do I? Yeah, I might just have to steal one. Okay, so try to make him looking sort of mean. Try to find a face in here. Anyways, it's gonna be like that, and then I need a good headpiece for him. So I'm gonna look through all my pieces real quick. And I do really like that. I think that would work pretty well for a Russian minifig. And finally, that last hat piece, which I think looks really cool. And then I'll give him a PPSH. And he'll go in with the rest of them. And I think that does look really cool. Now this hat is actually off of a Harry Potter minifig, I believe, from that one bus, that weird shrinking bus or whatever. And I think it looks pretty cool. So that's why I'm kind of using it here. And I'm gonna make him sort of stone it like this because otherwise it wouldn't really fit. And that's all the minifigs that I have, and it's a really good selection. I think it's really worth it. 3 likes, so thank you guys. And I really do like just the selection you got going here. I think probably my favorites are the Harlem Hellfighter and this sort of Russian Special Forces fig during World War II. And I just really like this one. So we're nearing the end. You guys can ask some questions or something, but that's basically it for the stream. And really successful, guys. So thank you for joining. I'll probably put that over there. And maybe just a couple of parts back. Yeah, it's kind of cool that I've found my audience now. Like, I rarely see, like, new people joining in. I get to sort of talk to some of my fans that have been fans for a pretty long time. And I used to not really have that, and I'm glad that I've sort of grown to that. Thank you guys so much for 300 subscribers. That's still crazy. And I'm glad that I've been able to show some of my mocks to you guys and sort of connect with the whole community. It really is an amazing opportunity. And I've been growing a lot of subs recently from just posting vids, so it is really worth it. And sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh, I don't want to make these videos, but it's worth it to me. And honestly, thank you guys so much for this stream. I've been like struggling with streams for a while now because some people have joined in at the beginning and then just left in the middle. And you guys stayed for like almost the whole thing, so thank you guys. And I guess this stream's basically going to end soon, so thank you guys. Really awesome stream. I'll probably make a video about this week. And